Hi, thanks for checking out our advanced loan processor and credit training package. This training package covers all of our 12 modules. Why? Because the person who is your loan packager, your broker support person, your credit assessor in-house, your broker even, those people should be across every part of the process. They should know what to look for in every part of the process, and they should be able to fix problems in every part of the process. They are essentially the last hands and skills on an application before it gets a final tick and gets submitted to the lender. So they are your best chance of getting an application submitted smoothly, quickly, and without a missing information request coming back. This is good, obviously, not only for your office, but for your pocket and for the customer. So we want them to be fully trained on everything that there is to be fully trained on. The 12 modules, we start from the beginning. We start from where we've trained admin. So the credit assessor, the loan packager, the broker support, the broker, they all go through the same initial training: compliance, valuations, credit reports, supporting documents, personal liabilities, MIRs, my favorite, living expenses, and then we go into that role specific topics, which are things like PAYG income analysis. So how do we read PAYG payslips? What do we do with the extra bits of income that we often see, like allowances and shift and penalties? And how do we identify a help debt on a payslip, even if it doesn't say help? And how do we work out manually a year-to-date from the payslip so that we can just double check that the payslip year-to-date is on track with the annual salary? Because we know the lender is going to do that, right? And that is one of our most common MIRs. So we cover that in the income analysis. Then we go into the next module, which is PAYG tax documents. And what kinds of documents do PAYG people get for tax purposes? And this may sound like a fairly basic module, but mostly what we are looking at is what kinds of information are on these 3 different documents, and why would we provide one to the lender over the other 2? Or why could we provide 2 of them, but potentially maybe we don't want to provide the 3rd one? So it is an important module for reducing MIRs. Then we look at self-employed borrowers, and this is sometimes a tricky scenario when somebody is self-employed. And the minute somebody says self-employed, people kind of get a little bit edgy. They're a bit trickier to understand. They're a bit trickier to work out. And people get a little tense and stressed when somebody says, oh, I'm self-employed and I run my own company and I have my own trust. So in the self-employed module, we look at what are the different types of self-employed entities and how are they different? And how do we read financials for them so that we can pull out the income that we need to use for servicing? What do we need to worry about? What do we not need to worry about? If we need extra income, where can we find that? And how do we present a self-employed person in the best light possible to ensure that we don't get any kickbacks from the lender? The next module we look at is servicing, and we look at servicing using a servicing tool like Quickly, but we also look at downloading from a servicing tool like Quickly into the lender specific calculator. And what kinds of things do we need to be aware of in terms of what do we need to put in each different section so that we can make our servicing look as positive as possible? Why are the different sections important to the servicing outcome? And when we transfer it over to a lender specific servicing calculator, what kinds of little things do we then need to double check to make sure that our servicing is 100% correct and there are no bugs or gremlins in it before it gets to the lender? The last one that we look at is construction loans. And construction loans is a bit like self-employed people. People see construction loan and they go, oh my God, it's a bit harder. I'm not really sure I know what I'm doing, but I'm going to give it a try. So in construction loans, we start with the very basics. What is a construction loan? Why would we need one? And we work all the way through to what are we looking for in a building contract? What are we looking for in a construction loan? How does it work? How does the lender treat a construction loan? How does a customer contribution work? All of that stuff we cover in the construction loan module, and I promise you that your credit assessor, your advanced loan processor, your broker in training, your broker support, they will come out of this module not being scared of construction loans anymore. So enroll your credit assessor, your broker support, even the broker. This is a good course for all of you. And it is not just for people who have no industry knowledge, it is for everybody, because I guarantee you will learn things in these modules that you didn't know before. Your staff will learn things in these modules that they didn't know before. These modules are put together and presented not only from I'm the broker and I'm submitting the loan point of view, but from this is credit and this is how they're going to look at it and this is how they're going to assess it. So what we're looking at through all of these modules is the best way to present your loan and the best way to package your loan in order to get it approved without hassles. So enroll your advanced staff today and let's get them started.